Welcome back to my channel Lumsy Souls. In today's sewing tutorial, I'll be showing you how I cut this high-low circle skirt. If that's what you're searching for, then make sure not to skip any part of this video so that you don't miss anything, so that when you're asking any question, it will be deserved question. So today's sewing tutorial is going to be a high-low skirt tutorial. If you have watched the video where I made different types of circle skirts and you've been asking questions, make sure you watch this video till the end so that if there's any question, you'll be cleared out in this video. So let's start with the tutorial. To cut this, I'm going to use 4 yards of African fabric. If you're on the plus size, you can use 4.5. If you're on the tall side, you can use 4.5, but I'm using 4 yards. So to cut this, we're going to be using circle flare to cut this, and I'm going to be using 360-degree circle flare to cut this. So it's a full circle skirt and we have frills attached to it. So we're going to be using full circle skirt and then frills on at the edge of the skirt. First thing for us to do is to get the radius of the skirt, and then we get the frills. So for us to do this and get 360-degree circle flare, we're going to divide the skirt's circumference, that's the waist circumference. You're going to divide that by 6.28. Remember, this is the formula to cut a full circle skirt. So the circumference of the waist I'm working with is 29 inches. So 29 divided by 6.28, which is the formula to get for 360-degree circle flare, is going to be 4.5. I'm going to approximate this to 4.5. So the radius for the skirt is going to be 4.5. So first we have gotten that. The next thing we have to get is the length of the skirt, the full length of the skirt. So remember, this is a high-low skirt. So from here to here and from here to here is what we are looking for now. The low side of the skirt, which is from here to here, is going to be 22 inches, and we're going to minus the length of the frills. Also the same thing for the back. From here to here, the full length is 38, and we're going to minus 8 inches for the frills. So let me show you what I mean. The full length of the shorter side of the skirt, that's the front, the low side, is 22 inches, and we're going to minus 8 inches for the frills. Remember, the length of the frills is 8 inches. So we're going to minus 8 inches from 22 inches, which will give us 14 inches. My marker is not writing well, so I'll just go ahead and change it. You have changed my marker. So like I said, the length of the skirt minus 8 inches for the frills, which will give us 14, plus 1 inch for joining allowance, which will give us 15. So the low side of the skirt is going to be 15 inches, and we have already minus 8 inches from there. So for the back, we're also going to do 38 inches minus the frills. So the longer side, the length of the skirt is 38 inches. We're going to minus the same 8 inches from this, which will give us 30 inches. And also we're going to add 1 inch for joining allowance, which will make it 31 inches. So the short side is going to be 15 inches and the long side is going to be 31.5. So now from here to here, to know the total length of this, you're going to add all these measurements together for us to know the total length. So we have 15 inches plus 31 inches, then plus the radius. That's how to know the total length. This place, remember this place? Yeah, so the radius we got was 4.5, remember? So 15 plus 31 inches plus radius of 4.5. The total of this, we're going to add it, and that's how to get the length of the skirt. After adding it together, we should have 50.5. Next, we're going to fold this. First of all, let me show you how I'm going to fold this on a paper. So this is the length that we are looking for from here to here. That is what we got, 40.5. But I'm going to add another 4.5, but just watch what I'm going to do. So I'm going to fold this like this. Remember, we are making this a full circle skirt, right? And I'm going to fold it again. So first, I'm going to get the shorter side, which is 15 inches plus the radius we got, 4.5. So I'm going to add that 15 plus 4.5, which is 19.5. So I'm going to fold this like this. Do you see what I'm doing? Yes. So now the remaining side, we need another radius, and we're going to add that. So first of all, let me show you. So for this, the longer side, you're going to add another 4.5 for the radius for the longer side. So 30 inches plus the radius. You will understand when I start doing this. Don't worry, don't get it twisted. So I'm just going to fold my fabric. This is my fabric folded into two like this. Can you see? So now the full length of this from here to here is 55 inches. So the next thing I'm going to do is to fold it again like this. So this side will be for the lower part, which is the 15 inches plus radius of 4.5. That is 19.5, right? So from the lower side of the skirt, I'm going to measure 19.5 inches. So now that is for the short side. For the longer side, you're going to add the 4.5 inches. Remember the radius, we got 4.5 inches. So you're going to get the 4.5 inches for the radius and also 31 inches for the length of the skirt. So this is what I have here. So next I'm going to cut the radius, which is 4.5. So from here at the tip, I'm going to measure 4.5 here and I'm going to take it round. If you already know how to cut a circle flare or peplum flare, this is how to cut it. So for the short side, which is the length is 15 inches, right? Yeah, so remember normally I'm going to cut this round like this and get 15 inches all around like this. Yes, this is the normal thing. But because we're making this a high-low, I'm going to cut it like this and just join it. See how I'm just marking it like this? You just curve it like this and cut it out, so that your high-low would relax properly. So I'll just go ahead and cut out this place. Just cut it. You're not measuring anything. You're just making sure the high-low fits perfectly. You can also go ahead and try this out when you're done cutting it. I'll also go ahead and trim off the edge for the longer side of the skirt. Next, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the radius of the skirt. Remember, I didn't add any sewing allowance or joining allowance to this. So you can go ahead and also notch the center for this. So I'm going to fold this again so that I will notch the side seam, the center, and the center back. So I'll go ahead and notch this here. That way I'll know the center front, the center back, and also the side seam. So you can go ahead and try this out and see how the silhouette falls properly so that you know how to finally trim off the excess. So the next thing I'm going to do now is for us to cut the frills. So you're going to remember these frills. I made it 8 inches, but I changed my mind. I'm going to make mine to be 7 inches. So here is going to be 7 inches plus 1 inch for joining allowance, which will make it 8 inches. So that's what I'm going to use to cut this. I'm going to fold my fabric into 2 like this and fold it again like this into 4. We're going to cut the frills. For us to cut the frills, you're going to use 2 inches, nothing less than 2 inches and nothing more than 2 inches. After marking the radius, next thing I'm going to mark is the length of the radius. So remember I told you it's 8 inches. I'm going to mark 8 inches here and then 16 inches, but I'm going to take it from beginning. So 2 plus 8 will give me 10, right? So this place is the 2 inches and then the length of the frill is 8 inches. So I'm going to mark 2 inches all around here like this. Because of the chalk is getting bigger than 2 inches, but I'm going to make sure it's 2 inches. And then I'm going to mark 8 inches all around. If you have watched this video till this time and you have not given a thumbs up, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, if this is your first time coming across my channel. And if you have been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell icon. So this, I have cut out my frills successfully. I'm going to cut 2 pieces of this. So I'm going to fold another fabric into 4, the same way I've cut this one. So I'll just go ahead and cut out this place and I'm going to place this on another fabric that folded like this and cut out the frills. So we're going to cut 2 of this. If you're on the tall side or on the plus side, that means you're going to cut 3 pieces of this because 2 pieces will not be enough for you. So that's why it's 4.5 inches, 4.5 yards for a tall person or a plus size. So I'm going to place this like this. I'm going to cut this out. After cutting all the frills, I'll go ahead and cut open one side of the frills and I'm going to go ahead and join all the pieces. So you go ahead and join all the pieces together to have a long frills. So after cutting this, the next thing I'm going to do is to cut out, remember this is the lower side of the skirt. On the back side, which is the long side, I'm going to cut this open like this. This will be where I'm going to go ahead and join the zip. So I'll go ahead and join the zip to the back and also join the frills to the lower part. This is it after joining the frills, as you can see, and also joining the sleeve. I've attached the sleeve. The next thing to do is to sew the band. So here I have my band. I have a fabric cut out. What it measures is 6 inches in all. I want it to be a big waistband. So I've folded one side, as you can see. I'm going to fold this in 2 like this. And then I'm going to divide the waist divided by 2. Remember, this is on fold. So waist circumference divided by 2. My waist circumference I'm using is 29 inches. I'm going to divide that by 2 and I'm going to notch where it stops, and I'm going to fold this like this so that I'll be able to get the center front, the center back, and then the side seam. I'll go ahead and notch all the places so that when I'm attaching it to the skirt, I will know where the side seam is and where the center back is. I hope you understand what I mean. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this and I'm going to go to the machine, right side facing together. I'm going to place the waistband here like this. Just open up the zip and align the where you have notched for the center back. You also align where you have made for the side seam and also for the center front. So just go along and do it the same thing all around. So this is it after sewing it. The next thing you guys know, I like to do a stitch in the ditch, right? So I'm going to prep for that. First of all, I'm going to fold this like this. You turn it over like this and you're going to sew on the waistline here like this. I'll do the same thing on the other side. After sewing it, this is how it's looking. I'll go ahead and cut off the excess and I'm going to turn this right side out. Go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. You turn it out. Make sure you cut off the excess so you don't have too much sewing allowance inside. To sew a stitch in the ditch, I'm going to make sure this folded part, I'm going to make sure it overlaps with at least 0.25, and I'm going to pin it down so that it's not moving when I'm sewing it. So make sure you iron this after pinning it down so that it will be very, very easy for you to sew. After pinning this down, and I'm sure I've secured it, I'll go ahead and iron it, and I'm going to turn it over like this and sew inside this place where I have stitched it before. So this is it after stitching everything. As you can see, I'll go ahead and add skirt hook to the waistline. So guys, as you can see how neat it is looking. I hope this high-low skirt tutorial was helpful today, and we have come to the end of today's sewing tutorial. I'll see you guys in my next video.
So many times that I miss you. I know how to call when I want to. Now you got way bigger issues.